Hi, my name is Paul Schreiber. I'm professor of music theory and composition at Mississippi Valley State University. And welcome to Spring 2025 MU107 Music Appreciation. This is what your course looks like when you first look at it. It says start here. This is really important that you start here. Right in here, there's a start welcome, and I'm going to open that up here. So here it is, and this is the video you should be watching, which is what I'm recording right now. Below it is the syllabus and also the spring office hours. You can also get to the syllabus or spring office hours by selecting this button right here. And there's the syllabus and the office hours. So I'm going to just open the syllabus here. The syllabus tells you a lot of things. First of all, it gives you my name, where my office is. It's in the Fine Arts Building. We have two annexes. One is the band hall and the other is the art and music area. I'm on the second floor. When you get to the top of the stairs, assuming you're coming in from the middle of the building, you get to the top of the stairs, there's a door straight forward, there's another door to your left, and on a 45-degree angle, there's another one. It's about 3 steps away, and I'm down that hall. This is my office phone. I wouldn't bother to try and call me on it because I'm just not in my office enough. This is my email. That's one way to get a hold of you, but the best way to get a hold of me is to always message me through Canvas. That way I get it, I see it. It usually comes on my phone. It doesn't always, but at least when I log into Canvas, I see that somebody has messaged me. Anyways, I have some office hours. These are probably going to change, just so you know. This is just at the time of the recording. And it goes on and on. It talks about the course description, and you should read all of this, but I'm not going to read it all. I am going to a couple of things. Performance evaluations. I said all your grades will be posted on Canvas. All quiz and test grades will be automatically posted. We have something called bonus points and something called attendance for this class. So bonus points and attendance points will be posted 4 times. So it's about a quarter of the way through the first semester, which is after a certain module, which is module 5, and after module 8, which is the midterm exam, after module 13, which is kind of 3/4 of the way through it, and then after the final exam. And realize that once you've taken it, it takes me a while to calculate some things and put it in there. Grading. Quizzes are 20%. Attendance is 30%. Attendance is 30%. It's an online class. Midterm written exam is 20%, and the final exam is 30%. So here's where we talk about attendance. And you can read it all up there, but let me just explain it to you in a nutshell. Each week, you have something to do between Monday and Sunday. And so if you do all of the exercises that are asked to do for a whole week, you will get 2 points for attendance. If you just do one, you will get 1 point for attendance. So realize attendance is 30%. It's important that you do things on a weekly basis. Also down at the bottom, we have something called important dates. So these are dates from the university that I put in here. Like we have a Martin Luther King holiday on the second Monday, the second week, which is on the Monday, and so on. And we have a Black History Convocation and various things, last day to withdraw from a class, etc. Below that, we have a music appreciation weekly schedule. It says start here, which is the module we're in. There are 2 activities that are not great that are graded. This is a university requirement, and it's due September 23rd. That date is wrong. I'll have to change that, but I'm sorry about that. It tells you week 1, week 2, week 3, what module we're doing. Week 4, we're doing module 4, plus we're doing module 5, and I'll get to that and I'll show it to you in a minute. We have 4 modules that are actually not in the book. One is called blues music. It's not in the book. The other is called rhythm and blues. Motown records, sorry. Motown Records, and Stax Records. And then, of course, we have the final exam. Okay, let me go talk about modules here. Okay, so here I am. I'm on the home page, but this is actually the modules page. It will always come to this. You can always get to it through here. I'm going to click on the modules, and it's going to be the same page. So there we go. It's modules page. It is the same page. The home page and the modules page are the same page. Okay, the first thing we were talking about was the start here. After that, you can read this all about me, meet your instructor. And there's some technical skills and requirements. If you're not so sure what online is, you should be reading through that. Guidelines for student participation in online discussion forums. If you haven't done that, you should probably read that also. You can read that by opening this up. And here it is, guidelines, net etiquette, so on and so forth. And by the way, when you get to the end of something, to move to the very next thing, it's right down here. And it does go to whatever's next. This is the other thing, is it called exploring Canvas. It's a discussion. You introduce yourself, some things like that. It's pretty straightforward. It's due, by the way, February 17th. That was the date that was wrong up there at the top. I'm just going to go back to the modules tab or the home tab. So I'm going to close this tab. And here we go. This is week 1. Let's just open week 1. It says module overview and instructional material. You just click on that and you can just keep clicking through everything. But let's just check it out for a second. I'm going to click on that. Okay, it tells you what we're doing this week. Okay, you can read all about it. This is important to read it though. It's got some goals and objectives and things like that. And then you hit next. Boom, you're at the next thing. And the next thing is the very first module, which is called Introduction to the Elements of Music. All right, so this is a video. You watch the video. It's not very long. Let's see. How long is it? It's 5 minutes and 56 seconds. And it's me talking in this one. There are many of them that are not me talking. Elements. Okay, so then I can go hit the next button, but I could also go to the previous thing too. So just remember that. That's the easiest thing to do. Don't pay attention to whatever your phone is. Go to these modules and do them one at a time. Okay, so there's also one other thing, and it says, it's going to say mark is done, although I can't see it because the course has to be published in order for me to show it to you. But there's something called mark is done, and you just click on it. That's so Canvas doesn't keep telling you that, oh, you haven't done this, you haven't done this. All right, so then I'm going to just go to the next thing here. And it's a quiz. I'm going to preview this quiz. Now, this isn't exactly what yours looks like. This is what mine looks like. But until the course goes live, the university turns it all on, I can't do anything about what it looks like. Okay, here it is. Like after you do this, it asks you some questions. And in the case, it's like 4. These are not worth very much, but these are points that will add up and add up. And then a percentage of these points that you do get will be added to a large quiz or a midterm exam or another large quiz or the final exam. So what is pitch? It's the relative highness or lowness that we hear in sound, a reoccurring pattern of tension and release, degrees of loudness and softness in music, and the organization of beats in regular groups that is divided into measures, and they're called bars. Well, pitch is the relative highness and lowness of sound. I'm just going to select that. And then I'm going to hit next. And it goes to the next question. So we're on question 2 right here. Do you see this over here? Question 2. It's got a check mark for question 1. Question 2 has not been answered. But you can always back up by selecting question 1 or go forward, however you're doing it. But I would do them all right in a row. Question 2 has another thing, and I'm not going to answer all these questions. Let's just say I say this: submit quiz. And it's going to tell me you have 3 unanswered questions. See the right sidebar for details. Submit anyways. There they are right there. You would say cancel and go back and do them. But in my case, I'm just going to do this. And with these quizzes, it gives you the answers right away. So here was question 1, relative highness and lowness that we hear in a sound. Okay. So I got to correct. All the others were unanswered, so I didn't get them correct. Okay, now I'm going to go to module 4. So I'm going to click on the home or the modules tab. This time I'll just click on the home tab and it'll take me to the home page anyways. Right now I have this module and this module open. In fact, I have all these modules open and I don't want to scroll through everything. So I'm going to hit collapse all. And it closes these things. And so I'm going to go down to this thing right here, which is, this is week 4, week of February 3rd, module 4, Baroque 2, and module 5, large quiz 1. So I can just select it. It opens it up at the top. You can close it or open it up like that. And then of course it has the module overview. And by the way, at the end of these, they have a weekly wrap up. It tells you what we did and what's coming up. And sometimes it gives information like here, it's going to say, don't forget to take this right here. But anyways, here we go. This is module overview of structural material. We have module 4.1, which is Johann Sebastian Bach, then a quiz about that, then the Baroque suite, a quiz about that. They're all like very few points. This is 1 point, this is 1.25, this is 1 point, so that's 4 questions, so on and so forth. And then we get to something in the middle. After 4, we have to do this right here, 5. Okay, module 5, and there's a practice quiz. Okay, this is a large quiz. It's got like 100 points in it. Okay, as opposed to these real teeny quizzes. The small quizzes are really attendance quizzes, to be honest with you. They contain the stuff that is going to be in the practice quiz and the large quiz. So the practice quiz, you can take it as many times as you want. It contains all of the possible questions that are in the actual quiz. And the actual quiz is always after the practice quiz. It's large quiz, in this case, 5.2 large quiz 1. And I'm just going to open it up for a second here. Now I'm going to open this one up, but I'll open this one up. Okay, here's large quiz 1. It covers Middle Ages, Renaissance, and Baroque. Quiz instructions. This is large quiz 1. The quiz is timed to have 75 minutes. Here is question number 1. Question number 1, if I wanted to go somewhere else to 7, I would click there, but I would never do that. I would always go down and say next. So I can go to question number 2. It tells me where it's at. I'm just going to arbitrarily answer something on question number 2. And I click that. Now it gives it a check, so you know it's there. Anyways, I'm going to go down to the very bottom. So there's 25 questions here. It's worth 100 points. So they're like about 4 points. See, it says 4 points per question. All right. And one of the things that are in here are musical examples, because there's plenty of music you're supposed to be listening to. And so here, basically, I'm going to hit play. Takes a while to come on sometimes. In this case, it's taking forever. That's another one. Anyways, it's going to ask you to select the composer and the period and style, boom, for the musical example. So here the composer. The composer is J.S. Bach, and the period is the Baroque period. Okay. So when you're all done, you hit submit quiz. Okay. I'm submitting the quiz. It's got all these things that says, oh, you're missing 23 answers. And I know that I am, but I'm just submitting it. I'm going to hit OK. See, that one's unanswered. That one's unanswered. There's a whole bunch of unanswered ones. I'm going to get down to the one that I did answer right here. Here it is right here. 23. Boom, boom. Got lucky. So if you ever want to look at your grades, you should be able to hit the grades here and it will show it to you, but it doesn't work for me right now because the course isn't actually started up yet. There's a place for announcements. I expect you to pay attention to the announcements because I give out announcements weekly and sometimes there's some hints in it, what's going on. There are no announcements in here, but announcements usually will come and say there was an announcement on the phone or something like that through Canvas. Okay, the most important thing I want to stress here is that doing things on time is going to really help you out. All right, so it's really important to do that. Um, also, be aware of when things are going, when the midterm is, when we have a large quiz. Oftentimes, I have people that do the module and then they don't do the large quiz, and then I'm trying to track them down to do something. Okay, I'm looking forward to having a great semester, and I'll see you when class starts.